See, if this circle or any other structure that you play, if you say this as one of the neuron, I'll try to read all the comments after some time, right? All the text that you have written, everyone. Sir, I'm not able to access the attachment. So I'll try to read everything. Before that, let us complete this basic part of neural network. Then we'll go ahead, right? So I wanted to ask you the question that what is this neuron in our programming? We are writing our program in Python, right? This is our Python, right? So how should we write this neuron in this particular program? So let us understand what is this neuron, right, in our brain. Similarly, let us understand that how many neurons that we have available in our brain. Okay, suppose this is your brain where 80 billion neurons are available. How many? 80. So 80 billion neurons are available in each brain, male, female, small child, the oldest one, the adult one. They have 80 billion neuron. So you can consider this 80 billion in terms of computer as 1 TB of, for example, you can replace this with 1 TB of memory. So this 80 billion space in our head is called as hard drive. Okay, so in this hard drive we need to store some memory, we need to store some data. However, it's combination of RAM, ROM, everything. So let's and also that processor and taking input in the input ports and output ports, everything. So for example, we are talking about this section where the amount of space, amount of memory that you are visualizing from your eyes, that you are hearing from your ears, you are smelling something, right? Everything, every sensor data in your body will be stored in this area of 80 billion neurons only. Okay, I have a lot to speak. I can speak upon this topic for a month also, day and night, right? So I'll try to sum up in few words, and let me see if it can get more clarity with you while understanding this. Okay, so this is the neuron. Suppose we are talking about this is your brain under which we have 80 billion neurons. Everybody has equal amount of neurons, then why do we think that one person is quite intelligent and the another one is not? So it depends upon the structure itself. So one person used to store information in terms of folders in their computer, right? Suppose I usually like, let me show you my desktop screen also. Here in my desktop screen everything is random, right? I don't categorize my data like this. So I try to put everything on desktop, then I made a folder of data center, inside which there will be another desktop, and everything will be under desktop only. See, under desktop, in this also there could be some more desktop, right? So what happens, I'm not so organized to maintain my data. The another person is organized to maintain the data also, where in real times, in technology terms, big data comes into picture. So likewise, every person has their own set of structure to place their own information into, right? So space is same. 1 TB hard disk is available with me. 1 TB hard disk is available with every friend of mine. But some people have stored their information in all easiest way, that anybody or anytime that I'll ask some files from him, he'll be able to send me immediately or very quickly, because he knows where to go in, isn't it? But I don't know where to go basically while searching out something, some files from this particular folder, or in some this unorganized manner. So what happens, it is the method or funda of this organization or organizational structure of the neurons, right? So here we have 80 billion neurons, and every neuron is connected to every next neuron. Basically, you can think in this way. All the neurons are not connected to each other in such a way that one neuron can be connected to two, like this, like this. Somehow, if this neuron wants to send information to this neuron via this channel, there could be number of channels also. via this channel, and it is somewhat networking itself, right? It is somewhat networking itself. So via many different channels, you can get this information over here in this neuron. But as long as if you'll take this path to process your information to this particular neuron, I'm sure it will take number of hops, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Suppose 6 machine cycle is since 6 machine cycle is actually the time that has been taken by the processor to process this information to this neuron, right? On the other hand, if we go with this way, with this path, then only 1 2 3 3 hops are required, 3 machine cycles are required. So what will happen, that this person who has organized this particular data in that way, and we are going with this particular path, will reply the same answer quickly than the person who is going through with this one. However, both of them can reply the answer correctly, but depends who is more intelligent. Intelligence comes out through your response, if it is accurate, also with the amount of time that you have taken to respond also. Because if you have 1 million decisions to be taken in 1 year, that could be possible only if you are taking up with 10 second 20 second of time to take every single decision, right? And that defines your intelligence also, right? So let me go ahead and draw something else. So 80 billion neurons are available in a brain. So how we can actually structurize then all these neurons in simplest way, so that we can write the program. Because this complex structure that I have drawn randomly, I have connected with this that, right, like this, then it may form some difficulty to process our information from one hop to another. Then there'll not be any mathematical formula to link multiple neurons basically. So what we have done in artificial neural network, let me talk about the artificial neural network now. So neural network that I have told you is totally random in our brain, but artificially we have manipulated that randomness of our brain's neural network in a specified manner, right? In a specified manners. So neural network, after little bit of adjustment or manipulation in structure, so that is called as artificial neural network. Cool. Okay, so what happens in ANN is that this is the structure where we divided neurons in 3 parts, and those are, suppose, physical neuron I'm talking about, right? So the first part, the first thing where couple of neurons are there is called as input layer. So the structure has been designed for artificial neural network in such a way that it has got 3 layers. One is initial layer, input layer, that hidden layer, and then output layer. So this output layer will be having one single layer only, where in this layer everything will be connected in vertical form, right? And no neuron of this particular layer will be connected to each other. No, there will not be any connection like this, right? Similarly, this is one of the layer that we have in starting, is called as input layer, right? Here also there's no physical communication or connection between all input neurons, right? And the middle one, here we don't know how many layers are there, but everything that is available in this box, in middle box, is actually forming couple of layers of neurons as well, right? We have got 2 3 4 5, there could be number of layers in between also. So what happened is, in artificial neural network that we have manipulated, so in this way what scientists in many years back have told, and they have derived a formula that this neuron will be connected, and I mean the first layer of the neural network would be having number of input neurons. Each neuron of input layer will be connected with each neuron of the next layer, right? So we have got, suppose this layer, we have got 3 neurons over here. So this neuron, input neuron, will be connected with the next neuron of next layer, each neuron, right? Here we have got three connections like that, okay. Similarly, this neuron will also have same connections with all three neurons of next layer. These neurons will not be connected to each other, neither these will be, okay. Now this neuron would have the same functional structure further with the output layer as well. So this neuron would be connected with this output one, this output one, this output one, likewise this output one, this one and this one, this one, this one and this one. So here it is called as neural network. What if this middle layer have this was the structure only when only one single hidden layer was available. If we could have three hidden layer here, right? So then this would be connected first of all with the first hidden layer, then first hidden layer and all the neurons of first hidden layer, then the neuron of first hidden layer, all the neurons will be connected with the next, neurons of next layer, next hidden layer also. Again this neuron would be connected with the next neurons of next hidden layers, okay. Similarly this. So we have got three information that input, we have got three layers. Hidden layer may have hidden layers may have infinite number of layers. Hidden layer may have, each layer may have infinite number of neurons also. Here we have got 2 neurons, here we have got multiple neurons, 3 neuron, 4 neuron, 5 neuron, 6 neuron, right? And nobody knows, nobody can be so sure about that, the number of neurons that we are required here in this hidden layer would be 5, would be 10. There is no calculation, and that is one randomness that we have. You may require 10 neurons over here, you may require 20 neurons, 30 neurons, and because of having multiple neurons over here in this hidden layer, the structure of the same problem for 10 people, suppose Saurav and 10 people in this batch, in this STC are trying to solve one problem only, right? So all of them, all 10 people may have different approach of doing the same problem statement. Similarly, here as well, what happens in the brain, that input in neurons will be fixed, output neurons will be fixed, but number of hidden layers, number of neurons in each hidden layer could be different. And here where the neural network would have different complexity level because of the structure that you build, and because of that only you would have the clarity and time requirement of execution of all these information from input to output, right? Okay, so my question is still same that I have asked 10 minutes back. What is the link between that neuron that is available in our head and the neuron that I am going to write in our Python program? If we can understand about this neuron, if we can understand the link between two neurons, so link between all the neurons is same. So this link is called as, this link is having a formula, and that is y is equal to, like linear regression sir has told, here we have wx plus b, there we had mx plus c. So this is your formula of this link, okay. We need to understand the formula of this input neuron first. What is this and what is this? If we can understand that input is coming from this, then we can drive this formula to know whether which information will be available on this particular neuron in artificial neural network in our program, okay. So before that, let me tell you what happens in our brain for one neuron. So this one neuron, suppose information is coming from eyes, right? So information is coming from eye has seen a particular picture, and that picture has got converted into brain signals. Brain signals, whenever we talk about signal means energy, right? Energy at different a set of timings. So we can have a graph between timing versus energy. Okay, so how much amount of energy did you receive at different timings from the eyes, that you can draw with a picture, right, or with a graph. Okay, so suppose this information that is coming from the eyes, let us talk about one small frame, or one small time frame here. So here I want to dedicate this information, or I want to convert this information that is coming, in analog form into digital, because this system that we are talking about, computer, as computer, cannot store information in analog form. Okay, so in our brain, what happens, this information which is coming from eyes, in real ways, let's understand that first. So in real ways, what happened, whatever is coming from eyes, let us talk about, for a specific time frame, everything is the energy that will be available in analog form, that will be available in this particular neuron. Okay, that will be available in this neuron. So in this neuron, what will happen, it will store a particular energy. That energy would, suppose if we measure that energy in terms of voltages, so let's talk about microvolt. Okay, so this brain signal would be carrying some, a micro or nanovolt, voltage or wattage of information or energy, that will be stored here, right? That will be stored here in this neuron. Likewise, every neuron would store some energy. Then there will be a link between this particular network from one neuron to another, like that. Okay, so whenever we are talking about processing your brain signal from one neuron to another, it means you are actually transferring your energy from one neuron to another, and this previous neuron would get some other information, basically some other neuron energy also. Cool. In the same way, if we can process, in the same way, if we can process, right, in the same way, if we can process, this analogous information into digital, then what will happen? See, this is your computer. Okay, so what will happen here in this computer, that whatever is coming from camera, whatever is coming from mic, right, that will be converted, or that will be splitted in small sections. Let us talk about a small section of a frame. This frame would have some pixel values. That pixel value means you would have some voltages across that particular pixel. Suppose I'm trying to carry out that pixel value, or the energy that pixel area is covering, right, or capturing, and storing in one of the transistor combination, and that is called as, like, suppose I'm talking about the technology here, CMOS and NMOS. These are the technology which helps us to store some information. TTL logic also. Suppose I have I'm talking about one of the transistor combination, right, which helps us to design, or store one bit of information through latches, through flip flop, everything. So one, here we have got one set of time frame in which the real energy is stored in our brain. Here we talked about the energy that is coming from, that is coming from the camera. Here we were getting something from eyes. Likewise, here we can get from mic, here we can get from ears. So any energy that is coming from sensor, any type of sensor, optical sensor, sound sensor, or gaseous sensor, everything, whatever is coming here, will be energy or voltage will be stored here, right? So that the energy that we are talking about will be having a value in between, suppose 0 to 1, between 0 to 1. If we have 3.5 volt, different voltages which are coming on this memory level in our computer, then whatever voltage is coming up, that we all also try to talk about 5 volt as 1, right, and 0 volt as 0. So whatever logic level, this is your TTL level, logic level, by the way. CMOS logical level also works in the same way. So if you have any particular logic level and representation of that into digital form, likewise we can actually think about that particular level level of energy and can store in a specific section of computer, right? Okay, let me remove this thing and clear you some more thing. Now this neuron to which we are telling that it will store some information that is coming out from one of these source. So this information I'm telling that I have stored that thing in a variable called x. I have stored that information 3.5 voltage and converted in between 0 to 1. I mean, I have taken a reference of 0 to 1 for 0 to 5 volt. So if 3.5 voltage is coming or 3.5 wattage are coming, then there will be a value in between 0 to 1 like 0.7. 0.7 will be the value of that particular area with reference to x. Okay, so what is this x? Will that be same always, that 0.7 will be coming? No. As soon as this picture which we are capturing, we are analyzing this data, this section, this will be 3.5, we are analyzing this data, this section, it could be something else, something else, something else. So every time the value of this particular variable x is getting changed. So what do you mean by the real neuron here in Python? So here in Python, neuron is nothing but a variable is. So this x will be called as neuron for our neural network in Python. So if we are discussing about neural network, then a variable is called as neuron. If we are discussing about data structure, then one neuron could be data type like int, float, something like that. So this variable has many pictures or many different namings whenever we are talking about a specific domain of reference with respect to a variable. So the amount of effort that I have taken you to understand this neuron, what is this neuron here in Python, how will write any program for understanding the value of a neuron. Is that clear now? So if this is a variable, this is a neuron. If we have x1 as one of the neuron, x2 as one of the neuron, another neuron, likewise xn as the another neuron. If we can have correlation between all the neurons, so can't we figure out the formula in between or the relation between x1 to x2, x2 to x3, or we have, suppose these are the inputs information that we have, and we have dependent variable also. We have y as dependent variable. So based on x1, this y1 will be decided. And what is this y1? Y1 will be called as the next neuron, right? This is your y1. So again, the next neuron is is nothing but a particular another variable. Similarly, another neuron would be the another variable, right? So again, the relation between x1 to y1, x1 to y2, x1 to y3, likewise x2 to y1, x2 to y2, y3, the relation which is happening in between this would drive a formula, and that formula that I have already written is wx plus b. So what is this neuron here in this formula? X is the input neuron that we have, and y is the next neuron of next layer is available. Is that clear, everyone? Did you understand this thing? If it is clear, then we'll go ahead.